Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So today we will discuss the rest part of the chapter. So welcome to my next lecture, grade 12, chapter 3, topic human reproduction. So today we will discuss about the menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle. The reproductive cycle of female primate is called menstrual cycle. Menstruation is the term that given to the periodic discharge of the blood, tissue, fluid and mucus from the reproductive organ of the sexually mature female. The flow usually takes 3 to 6 days in each month and is caused by the sudden reduction in the hormones like estrogen and the progesterone. The menstrual cycle begins when a female reaches at the age of the puberty, and the first menstruation begins at the puberty, which is known as menarche. During the menstrual cycle, the uterus endometrium wall that prepare itself for implantation of the fertilized egg. If the fertilization does not occur, then that endometrium lining will shed from the body. Menstrual cycle repeated at an average interval of the 28 days. One ovum is released in the middle, usually 14th day of each menstrual cycle. That day is known as ovulation day. Okay. So menstrual cycle has following phases. There are 4 phases in the cycle. First is the menstrual cycle, menstrual phase, which is known as bleeding period. Second, follicular. Third is the ovulatory. Fourth is the luteal phase. This is a diagram of menstrual cycle that we will discuss in next slide. So let's start. Menstrual phase, also known as bleeding phase. It is the first phase of the menstrual cycle which takes 3 to 5 days. Breakdown of the endometrial lining and the blood vessels occur in this phase. It leads to bleeding come out through the vagina. It occurs only when ovum released and fertilization does not occur. Lack of the menstruation, that is the indication of the pregnancy. Second is the follicular phase or proliferative phase. It takes 1 to 14 days. And menstrual phase followed by the follicular phase. When the primary follicles grow and convert into graphene follicle, then endometrium, that lining, regenerate or proliferate. That's known as proliferation phase. Gonadotrophin, which released from pituitary, and that released FSH and LH, which increase and stimulate follicular development. This in turn increase estrogen secretion from growing follicles. LH and FSH attain peak in the middle of the cycle, that is 14th day. Rapid secretion of LH, that LH surge, induce graphene follicle to rupture and release ovum, that is known as ovulation. Luteal phase and secretory phase. This phase begins after ovulation, when the ruptured graphene follicle transformed into corpus luteum that produce large amount of the progesterone, which is essential to maintain and proliferation of the endometrium lining. That endometrium lining is necessary for implantation of fertilized egg or ovum and does not shed during the pregnancy. If fertilization occurs, then corpus luteum grow further and pregnancy continue and menstrual cycle will stop up. In the absence of fertilization, that graphene follicle changes into yellow body corpus luteum and progesterone level decrease. Then corpus luteum degenerate into corpus albicans. Decrease in the progesterone leads to menstruation, and the menstrual cycle ceases at 50 years, that is known as menopause. Cyclic menstruation is indicator of normal reproductive phase and extend between the menarche and the menopause. Now, fertilization implantation. During copulation, semen is released by the penis into the vagina. That is called insemination. The motile sperm swim rapidly and passes through cervix, enter into the uterus, and finally reach the junction of the isthmus and ampulla, which is known as ampullary isthmic junction of fallopian tube. If the ovum and sperm are transported simultaneously to the ampullary isthmic junction, then fertilization will take place. And fertilization is the process of fusion of sperm and ovum. Sperm is the male gamete and ovum is the female gamete. After that, then sperm contact with zona pellucida of the ovum, which is the outer layer of the ovum, and induce changes in the membrane, which blocks the entry of other sperm. Acrosome of the sperm, which secrete a lytic enzyme which help in the penetration in the ovum cytoplasm through zona pellucida and plasma membrane. Meiotic division of that secondary oocyte after the sperm enter the plasma membrane of the ovum. Second meiotic division, which leads to the formation of second polar body and ovum or oocyte. The nucleus of ovum and sperm fuse to form a zygote, and the sex of a baby decided at this stage. After that, fertilizations and passage of the growing embryo through fallopian tube. This part we will discuss in the next video. Okay. So till then, stay at home, stay safe, be happy, and thank you. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me.